Welcome back. In this video, I will discuss how to apply AdaBoost Ensemble learning algorithm on a given dataset with a simple solved example. In this case, we have been given a dataset with four attributes: CGPA, interactiveness, practical knowledge, communication skill. Job profile is a target in this case. There are totally six data instances are given to us. In this case, we need to use four decision stumps for each of these four attributes. Then we need to apply the AdaBoost Ensemble learning algorithm to classify the dataset with the job profile as the target attribute in this case. In the first step of AdaBoost learning algorithm, we need to initialize the weight for each of the training instances. In this case, we have six training instances. Hence, the weight for each training instance is equal to 1 divided by 6 here. The second step of AdaBoost learning algorithm says we need to iterate for each weak classifier. The weak classifier is nothing but the decision step. In this case, we have been told to consider four decision steps. So the second step will be repeated four times in this case. So first we will consider the first decision step, that is the attribute CGPA here. We need to train the decision stump HCGPA for the random data sample. We need to take it from the training data set T here. In this case, we have only six data instances in the training data set. So we will consider all examples for this decision stump in this case. So in this case, we need to consider CGPA and the job profile in the first iteration here. Now, once you consider CGPA and the job profile, also I have written the weight here. The weight for each training instance is written as 1 by 6. That is equal weight for all training instances in this case. So when you consider CGPA decision stump, whenever the value of CGPA is greater than or equivalent to 9, we will consider that the predicted output is yes. Whenever it is less than 9, it will be considered as no here. So once you consider this decision stump, we will be getting the predicted output something like this. Now once you see this predicted output and the actual job offer here, the first one, fourth, fifth and sixth one are correctly classified, and these two are incorrectly classified here. Now, because two examples are incorrectly classified, we need to calculate the weighted error here. To calculate the weighted error, we use this equation, that is error I. I is nothing but any attribute under consideration, in this case CGPA here. So error I is equal to summation of j is equal to 1 to n here, where j is the in data sample under consideration, where n is the total number of examples. So that is nothing but 6 here. H of I dj, that is nothing but the hypothesis for jth example, weight for the jth example in this case. Now, hypothesis for jth example is 0 if it is correctly predicted, 1 for wrong prediction in this case. Now, if you look at here, as said earlier, this one and this one, these are the two wrong predictions are there. So we will get this value is equal to 1. For remaining all, we will get 0 here. So 0 multiplied by anything will be 0 here. For these two, we will be getting 1 multiplied by the weight here. So that is nothing but error for CGP is equal to this and this one. There are two incorrect classifications are there, and the weight is equal to 1 by 6, which is equal to 0.333 in this case. Now, once you calculate the weighted error, next step is to calculate the weight for each weak classifier here. That can be calculated using this equation. The weight for weak classifier, that is alpha CGPA is equal to 1 by 2 natural logarithm of 1 minus weighted error divided by weighted error in this case. Weighted error is already calculated. We will put that value. We will get the weight for weak classifier, which is equal to 0.347 in this case. Now, once you calculate the weight for weak classifier, the next step is to get the normalized factor for this CGPA. That is CGPA is equal to weight of a correctly classified instance multiplied by number of correct classifications multiplied by e raised to minus weight of the weak classifier in this case, plus weight of wrong classified instance multiplied by the wrong classifications multiplied by e raised to plus weight for the weak classifier in this case. Now, we will go with this classification. As said earlier, these two are incorrectly classified, remaining four are correctly classified here. So, weight for correctly classified instances 1 by 6 in all cases. So, 1 by 6 multiplied by number of correct classification is 4. e raised to, we have already calculated the weight for weak classifier in this case. So we will put all these things over here. Plus, there are two incorrectly classified examples are there. The weight is 1 by 6 here. So 1 by 6 multiplied by 2 e raised to plus a weight of weak classifier in this case. Now, once you solve it, you'll get 0.9428 as the normalized factor in this case. Now, once you calculate the normalized factor, the last step is to update the weights for all the instances in this case. The new weight is always equivalent to the weight of correct instance multiplied by e raised to the weight of weak classifier divided by normalized factor here. So in this case, if you notice this one, as said earlier, these two are incorrectly classified, remaining four are correctly classified here. So weight of correct instances is equivalent to 1 by 6 here multiplied by e raised to the weight of weak classifier divided by the normalized factor, you will get 0.1249 here. Similarly, for incorrect instances, there are two incorrect instances are there. The weight is equivalent to 1 by 6 e raised to, in this case, it is plus the weight for weak classifier divided by z CGPA, that is normalized factor here. Again, we will be getting the value as 0.2501 in this case. So these are the old weights. These old weights will be replaced with these two weights. Whenever it is a correct classification, this is the weight. Whenever it is the incorrect classification, this is the weight. So this is what I have written in this table here. Now, once you are done with this thing, we have updated the weights for CGPA attribute here. That is nothing but we have updated the weights for CGPA decision stump in this case. Now we will consider the next decision stump, that is nothing but interactiveness. So this is the interactiveness values. This is the actual job offer. These are the weights calculated in the previous step here. Now we will consider if the interactiveness is equal to yes, the predicted job offer is equal to yes. Otherwise, it will be no here. So this will become yes, this will become no here, and so on. Now once you fill this particular predicted job offer, you can see here this one is the only incorrect classification, remaining all are correct classifications over here. Now we need to compute the weighted error here. The weighted error is for correct classification h of dj is equal to 0 here. So for incorrect classification it will be 1. So that's the reason there is only one incorrect classification. So 1 multiplied by its weight is equal to this one. So which is equal to the weighted error for interactiveness is equal to 0.2501 in this case. Once you calculate the weighted error, the next step is to calculate the weight for weak classifier. I have already explained this equation for the previous decision stump. The same thing will be repeated here. Now we will get the weight for weak classifier is equal to 0.5490 in this case. The next step is to calculate the normalized factor here, that is z interact. In this case, you can see here weight for the correct classified instance. This is the correct classification. This is the correct classification. Correct classification, correct classification, and correct classification. If you look at here, in this case, this one, 2, 3, 4, all of them are having the same weight here. So that is what I have written in this case. 4 times e raised to weight for the weak classifier in this case minus weight for weak classifier. Again, it is correct classification, but weight is different here. So that's the reason I have taken it one more time. One correct classification, e raised to minus weight for weak classifier. Next one is this is the incorrect classification. Its weight is this one multiplied by 1 e raised to plus you can say that the weight for the weak classifier in this case. That we have already calculated in the previous slide. Once you put all these things, you will get 0.866 as the normalized factor in this case. Now, once you get the normalizing factor, the last step is to update the weights for all data instances. Again, we have to update the weights based on the weight as well as the correct and incorrect classifications. For correct instances, you can see here, as said earlier, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the correct instances as well as the weight is same here. So that is what I put here. And then e raised to, again, the weight for a weak classifier divided by z interact, which is equal to 0.80832. For the one more thing we have here, again, correct classification is there, but the weight is different here. So for that one, we are getting the updated weight is something like this one. This is the incorrect classification. For incorrect classification, the e raised to plus we have to take here, and this is the weight, and updated weight is equal to 0.5001 in this case. Now we will update this particular table with these new values. We will be getting these new weights here. Now we will go with the next decision stump, that is nothing but practical knowledge here. Practical knowledge I have put here. Whenever practical knowledge is equal to good, we will consider that the predicted output is yes here. Otherwise, it will be no. So it will be yes, yes, no, and so on. So once you fill this thing, we will be getting the predicted output something like this one. And if you look at the predicted and actual job offer, all of them are correctly classified here. Because all of them are correctly classified, there is no need to update these particular weights here. Now we will go with the last decision stump, that is nothing but the communication skill. I have written the values for communication skill. Now whenever a communication skill is equal to good, predicted job offer will be yes, otherwise it will be no here. So once you fill this table, you will be getting these values. And if you notice this table, there are only two correct classifications are there, remaining are incorrect classifications in this case. Now, once you fill this table, the next step is to calculate the weighted error. Again, we have to use the same equation. In this case, as said earlier, there are four incorrect, you can say that classifications are there. For this four incorrect classifications, three are having same weight, but one is having a different weight here. So 1 multiplied by the weight here, because one incorrect classification multiplied by its weight, remaining 3 multiplied by their weight, that is 0.0832 here. So once you calculate, the weighted error is equal to 0.7497 in this case. Now the next step is to calculate the weight for each weak classifier. Again, we have to use the same equation here. If I put the value of a weighted error in this equation, I will be getting the weight for weak classifier as minus 0.5485 in this case. Now the next step is to calculate the normalizing factor, that is ZCS. ZCS is equal to, if you notice here, these are the correct classifications. But if you notice here, both of them are having different weights here. So that's the reason the first weight is 0.0832, 1 multiplied by e raised to minus, this is minus here, alpha CS is minus 0.5485 here. Again, for the correct classification, this one that is 0.1667. There is only one correct classification with respect to this weight, e raised to minus 0.5485 here. Now coming back to the incorrect classifications. Out of incorrect classifications, for this one the weight is different. For these three, the weight is different here. So for this one, I will consider 0.5001. That's only one incorrect classification. E raised to plus the alpha CS we have, that is minus 0.5485 here, plus 0.0832, that's this one. There are three instances are there, e raised to plus minus 0.5485 here. Once you solve it, you will get 0.866 as the normalizing factor here. Now, because there are four different kind of weights are there, we need to update all those particular weights here. For correct classification, so we need to put all those values in this equation. You will get 0.1663. For this one, for 1667, for 1667, I will be getting 0.3331 here for this one. For this incorrect classification, I will be getting 0.3337. For the remaining these three, I'll be getting 0.0555 in this case. So once you update this table, you'll be getting this as the final table over here. The last step of AdaBoost Ensemble learning algorithm is to predict the value for the data instance. In this case, we have already calculated the weight for each of the weak classifier. For CGPA, this is the value. For interactiveness, this is the value. For communication skill, this is the value. For practical knowledge, we have not calculated because it is classifying correctly here. So first instance we will consider here. All the values are yes, yes, yes in this case. Now we need to use this equation, that is final value for this jth instance is always equal to summation of I is equal to 1 to m here. That is the number of decision stumps. Alpha I, that is nothing but the weight for that weak classifier multiplied by the hypothesis, that is a classified value in this case. Now, if it is yes, it will be considered as 1, otherwise it will be considered as no here. For the first one, alpha CGPA, yes. Interactiveness is CS, that's a communication skill, yes here. We need to put all these values here. You will be getting 0.3475 in this case. As said earlier, if it is yes, it will be 1. If it is no, it will be 0 in this case. Now, I will consider the second example. In the second example, all these values are no here. Because it is no, I have written no everywhere. Whenever it is no, it will be 0 we have to consider. And once you solve this equation, you will be getting 0 as the weighted average in this case. That is what I have written here. Similarly, we have to repeat it for the remaining examples in this case. Once you repeat it, we will be getting the final values something like this. Now, once you calculate the weighted average for all the examples in this case, the final prediction will be if the weighted average is greater than 0, it will be yes, otherwise it will be 0 in this case. So this is greater than 0, it will be yes, it will be no in this case. Again, it will be yes, this will be no, yes, and then yes over here. So these are the final predictions for the given training examples using AdaBoost Ensemble learning algorithm. So I hope the concept of AdaBoost Ensemble learning algorithm is clear. If you like the video, do like and share with your friends. Press the subscribe button for more videos. Press the bell icon for regular updates. Thank you for watching.